What's up, guys? So Avi gave me a call. He wants me to go down to his shop, go with Ray. He wants me to take a look at some of the cars that he has back there and projects that he wants us to do. I'm gonna go to the back shop, pick up Ray, and we're gonna head out and see him. What's going on, guys? So we're here at Pacific Luxury Motors with Avi. We're gonna check out some of the cars that he has that he wants to restore. What's going on, brother? We have Ray here with us as well. We're gonna go through them. Show us what you got.
'46 Cadillac 62 series convertible.
So what do we want to do to this one?
I want to do complete paint. Everything that possibly comes to mind. Chrome, put everything back together. Light interior work, yeah, but mostly paint. Factory flat, V8. It's not about power, but it's such a smooth car.
So then this, what do you have, a sentimental thing to it, or do you want to just get it ready to sell?
This basically is gonna stay in my family. God forbid nothing will ever happen, but it's for my father. I would like him to keep it.
I can see the paint has a little bit of an issue. You can see Bondo there kind of lifting up. Typical to these cars, a lot of times these, the front end or the rear end will get hit, and when they repair them, there's a lot of Bondo on them. It gets a little bit denser there, so there's probably filler. Looking down the body line, you got a couple imperfections. So yeah, it would have to be brought down to metal. We'd have to do metal work on it, get rid of any of the imperfections, and then we would have to go from there and paint it. Trim, I can see it's missing some trim. Do you have the rest of this trim to go?
Everything in the wrap.
See that shouldn't have been painted. See that?
Yeah, that should,
Yeah. What you just saw is a perfect example. We don't mask and shoot. We disassemble everything. We paint the car and then we reassemble with all fresh chrome, redone, polished stainless, all that stuff.
That's the right way to do it. Like even right here, this trim piece has to come out. This glass has been bonded on this trim piece. We carefully remove it. We'll polish everything or chrome it, or depending on what the.
So when this car got resprayed at one point, you could see the mask line, just like how you peeled it off of that.
We never bothered. Yeah.
That's the stuff that most people don't do, and that's the attention to detail.
Yeah, it looks like they done the outside, but they never done the inside.
Yeah,
exactly.
We did it.
Because it stopped right there.
Yeah.
So you can even see here, just the overspray and the.
Right.
What about, what else do you have?
I have the 65 Buick. I have the 56
A Riviera?
Lincoln. A Riviera.
Nice. Let's go take a look at it.
65, second owner. These are the clamps.
Yeah, I know.
This opens up.
You don't see this too often.
I know.
It's only 1 year, 65. Everything brand new. The dash, the back seats are perfect. All the stuff that you think is missing, it's in here. All the seals, the gaskets, the door seals, the trims.
So as I'm tapping along, I'm trying to listen to the sound. If my hand or nails are hitting on metal, I will get a specific sound. If there's Bondo, sound will change, and it could almost, it's like, it won't be as sharp of a sound. So I'm just kind of feeling that around. Again, on a normal car that's been finished newly, I won't do that because I'll scratch the paint. But on this one, I'm just running my hand along, checking the body line, looking how the body line lines up through the door, through the fender. If any of the gaps are off, I'm looking for the trim around it, seeing if there's any issues with it there or any rust. Traditionally, a lot of vehicles, you'll get rust in these sections. Like right now, you'll see there's a little bit there, and then you'll get rust around these lower sections because water will fill into the ore in front of that wheel well. But you'll get a little bit, you can see when this paint starts bubbling up, there's rust underneath it. We take a look at all this stuff before, and we're gauging the car before we tell the customer what it's going to cost to repair, because again, it's very tough to know what's underneath here just visually, but we try our best to give the customer a best estimate. What else do you have? You have 56 Continental?
56. It's like the blue ones you guys just done.
We just did one of these, the blue one we just finished up.
Wow, that thing came out.
So a couple months ago, a customer of ours came to us, wanted to paint his 1956 Lincoln Continental. This thing was original and it was in his family since brand new. He came to us wanting to make it this blue color. So we threw around some ideas and we finally agreed on an action plan. We went ahead and stripped everything down, took the engine, transmission, all the powertrain components out of it, took the interior out and painted the vehicle the blue color that he wanted, put everything back together, and now we're ready to deliver it. What do you guys think? If you guys had this car, would you keep it the same color or would you change it up? Now this thing looks like you found it at the bottom of a lake.
Bottom of something, but not a lake. Black yellow plates, 56, factory air. Very hard to find.
It's all there.
Power seats
Engine's
work,
there.
power windows work.
Interior's clean. This is a rare car.
And the paint is not bad.
No,
It has
it's
to
not
be corrected, and some items needs to be like right here. This is the thing I don't understand. They painted the top, they didn't paint here.
Again, when they call Mickey
They
Mouse
stopped.
work,
No, they stopped.
so you see right here, these drip rails will have water standing in them. So there's very little, it's light, it's not much, but there's surface rust here. When you see this bubbling is rust underneath. But this car, if it's fully restored, it can bring upwards of 150 because it's original paint. If you restore it to the original paint, numbers matching. I think the last one I saw that went off on the auction block, if I'm not mistaken, I went for 180. Fully restored, numbers matching, perfect.
It's all there. The grill is here.
You have the grill of this car and that Continental?
Yeah,
So what, this is,
that's a 58 Lincoln Continental convertible. The biggest unibody ever made.
Where's the motor?
there's no motor in there, right?
No, the motor, no.
What are your goals with this? What's the story behind it?
This, I don't think it needs paint anymore. The paint is okay. It's a matter of closing. Close from the point of top has to work, the interior needs to be closed down, and the body panels needs to be put back. The engine I'll put back in, but to put all the chrome pieces and everything back on, it's probably a nightmare.
Yeah, this car probably has over 100 pieces of chrome on it.
Yeah, more.
Hey, Tommy! I found half the motor. The motor goes in the front, hubby.
Yeah, did you not get that memo? It runs
Soon,
much better when
soon,
it's up there.
soon.
Okay, so we saw those, and I'm assuming sitting right in front of us, this is one as well.
That's my 67 convertible.
Is it original V8 car?
No, it's a 6.
Are you
Yes,
sure
it
it's a
does.
6, or have you? So Ray,
If you
check the.
Open the hood. If you check the VIN plate on the side of the fender well here. So what they did is they took a 67. This is a engine code is a T 6-cylinder car. It's an inline 6-cylinder. And they put a 289 two-barrel with an automatic transmission bolted to the back of it. And usually, typically what happens is when guys do engine swaps like that on these older cars back in the day, they really didn't take the time to put the right differential in them. So if you look back there, you probably got a 7¼ inch diff back there that came in a 6-cylinder. It's got a cover with bolts in it instead of a welded cover like an 8 or a 9 inch.
Correct.
So if you look back here, you see how that differential looks kind of tiny and small, and it's got a cover that's bolted on?
Correct.
That's your first sign, dead giveaway, 6-cylinder
So-
car.
So another way you can tell with the bodywork is this is a magnet at the end of the screwdriver. It'll stick to metal. So when you get to areas where there's either Bondo or rust, it won't stick. So you can tell those are the telltale signs. If you have a magnet, again, you got to be careful you're not going to scratch the finish. But if it's good metal, it'll stick like that. If it's rust, it won't even want to stick. So that's where you can kind of figure out how the bodywork on an older vehicle is. Okay, so what about this one? You're sentimentally attached, or you want to just get it ready?
Get it ready. Sentimental is the Cadillac.
Because the thing with this is Mustangs are great cars to restore and get ready, but since this is a 6-cylinder car, it's an automatic car, even if you pour the money into it,
It's always
your
gonna be a
return is
6.
your return's not going to be there. If the bare bones, if it was a 8-cylinder car with a 6 in it, that'd be fine. But being a 6-cylinder car with an 8, it's not going to bring the value. What do you think, Ray?
I say try to get it together as cheap as possible. Being a 6-cylinder car, you can you easily put $40,000-$50,000 in this car to make it look right and drive decent, when you can just turn around and go buy one that's already done for $35,000. If you're not sentimentally attached to the car, it's not a good base to put a lot of money into. If this was a fastback K-code car, I would say you could put over 50, 60 grand in this all day long and still be okay in it. But it's not. It's a very common 6-cylinder, so you don't want to pour too much money into this one.
I love the collection you have here. The cars that you have, the Riviera, the Continentals, both of them, even the Mustang, you have great cars, but as a friend, if you have sentimental attachment in that Cadillac in the back, I would sell these and put that money in there, because with these older vehicles, I would do it if I have sentimental attachment. If you just want to restore them and put money into them and keep them, unless you're going to really enjoy them and want to keep them, they're just going to keep on deteriorating and they keep on needing love. I would say get these up and running. We'll help you. We'll do whatever we need to do. Sell them. And your baby over there, we'll take everything apart, we'll blow it apart, we'll get everything ready. It'll take some time to do it right. That whole car has to get stripped down to bare metal. The metalwork would have to get done. All the trim will have to get sent out to get recoated. So yeah, that's what probably I would do.
Now listen, if there's anybody I ever listen to, is Ray and Tommy. I freaking love you, man.
I appreciate it.